Hello. In this video, we are going to go over the onboarding process at Hoom House. In the first 30 seconds here, we'll do a high-level overview, and then we'll dive into each of the steps in more detail if you want to stick around for that. So the onboarding process at Hoom House is pretty straightforward. You can usually complete it in about a week's time, and it'll take about an hour of your effort to complete everything. The first step is going to be an intro call with our administrative team, where we'll tell you all about our program and answer any questions that you have. Next, you're going to connect with supervisors in our supervision portal. You'll be able to browse through all of our supervisors and find the ones that interest you. After talking to a few supervisors, you will match with at least one. You may match with many. You may have multiple supervisors if you choose. You will then need to complete a supervision contract with each supervisor that will be supervising you. That's a requirement by the board. Very easy to do that in our supervision portal through just a couple of clicks. Next, you will need to purchase credits. This is unique to our approach, but you prepay for services using credits, and we'll share more information about that when you get to that step. And finally, you're ready to meet with your supervisor. You will schedule your first meeting and set up whatever meeting cadence you want with your supervisor or supervisors. So that's a high-level overview. Now let's dive into each step in more detail if you're interested. So the first step is the intro call. Before the intro call, you're going to want to think about any questions that you have about remote supervision or Hoom House. You'll be talking to a member of our administrative team for about 15 or 20 minutes. It will just be a phone call. So try to make the most of that time and come prepared if you can. We'll make sure our approach works for you, and we'll answer any questions that you may have. After the call, we will create an account for you in our supervision portal. You will receive an email with instructions for how to access the portal, access your account. Now that you're in the supervision portal, you'll begin connecting with our supervisors. So something that's unique to us is that we have a marketplace of supervisors. You'll see all of our supervisors at the moment of this recording. We have over 50 supervisors available to supervise. So you'll be able to browse through all those supervisors all in a list and look at the characteristics that interest you, such as experience settings, modalities, location, and rates. You'll be able to connect with as many supervisors as you want by simply clicking a button. The supervisor will message you with instructions to set up an intro call with them. And typically you'll talk to the supervisor for about 15 to 30 minutes to get to know each other. But the experience may vary by supervisor. Each supervisor is allowed to set up whatever vetting process they want. After connecting, if you like the supervisor, you'll click the Request to be Supervised button. If the supervisor clicks the button on their side, then it's a match, and you're off to the next steps. You can match with multiple supervisors. There's no problem. You don't have to move forward with them. Typically, our trainees have one or two supervisors, but you can match with as many supervisors as you would like. If the supervisor does not reciprocate your request to be supervised in about 24 hours, feel free to reach out. Maybe they missed the email notification, or maybe they do not want to supervise you. It'd be good to get that feedback for why they think they're not a good fit. But please give them about 24 hours to respond. You'll receive an email notification when they do respond. After matching, you may choose to match with multiple supervisors, but if you're ready to move forward, the next steps will be completing paperwork. That paperwork is a supervision contract. That supervision contract is required by the board. It's pretty straightforward. It does not bind you to us for supervision. You can walk away at any time, but it does outline the expectations of you, the supervisee, and the supervisor. Before executing the contract, you want to confirm your experience settings and how many hours of fieldwork and supervision remain for you. You will need that information when you complete the contract. When you're completing the contract, you will go to the supervision portal. You'll fill out a few fields and you'll click a button. The contract will be electronically signed by you and the supervisor, and it will be stored in the portal. And we recommend that you download a copy for yourself. After the contract is executed, if you have started your course sequence and you're working in the field and you've completed that supervision contract, then you have met all of the board's requirements to start supervision. Next up is going to be purchasing credits, which is a requirement that is unique to our program. We operate on a prepay system, so you're going to purchase credits in advance. And then when your supervisor documents meetings, those credits will be deducted from your balance. In order to know how many credits you need, you'll have to determine your pace, which will be how many hours of supervision you need per month, because you're paying per hour of supervision. And you'll need to know your supervisor's rate. Each supervisor sets their own rates. You can see that in the marketplace when you are connecting with them. Next, you'll purchase credits. You can do that in the supervision portal. You can see that on your dashboard. And you have the option to either pay as you go, so purchase those credits when you need them, or do a subscription to save some money. In that case, the credits will be automatically added to your account each month. You can contact onboarding@hoomhouse.com with any questions, and we'll send more information to you when you reach this step. After purchasing credits, you're ready to start supervision. So the next step is scheduling your first meeting with your supervisor. Before you schedule that meeting, consider when you would like to start. It's typically best to start at the beginning of the month so you have the full month to accrue your hours and meet the board's requirements for meetings and observations. When you schedule your first meeting, you'll want to reach out to your supervisor to tell them you're ready to start supervision. They'll reply back with instructions for booking meetings. Sometimes they do it the old-fashioned way, where you'll just email back and forth or text them or call them to request a meeting. Other supervisors will use a tool to allow you to book meetings on your own without the back and forth, a tool such as Calendly. After you schedule your first meeting, we recommend that you complete the Intro to Supervision module, so you are familiar with our process, and you also receive 3 hours of supervision for free when you complete it. So you can contact onboarding@hoomhouse.com if you do not have access to the module when you reach this step, but you should receive access after you match with a supervisor. And those are all of the steps for the onboarding process. If you have any questions about any of this, you can reach out to onboarding@hoomhouse.com at any time. We will also be in touch with you to assist you along the way. I hope this all goes smoothly for you and look forward to having the opportunity to supervise you. Thank you.